I have a direct message that I got. And I had mentioned to you guys, if you don't feel like emailing or whatever, because if you see a story or something like that and you want to send it over, the easiest way to do that is to, usually you're seeing them on Instagram or whatever, just send it to me in a direct message. And I've actually had a few people do that to me. It's been nice, do that for me. I got one from Anthony. He sent me a story about the new Superman movie, how they are going to be filming that here in Cleveland. I can't wait for that to come to town. This is actually this picture here. This is outside of the Siegel Schuster house, Schuster, I don't remember which one's house, here in town. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, that's the original Superman logo. So anyway, the Warner Brothers' new Superman movie is set to film in Cleveland in the coming months. A Northeast Ohio casting agency has released details this week about how you could be cast as an extra. So that's why Anthony sent this to me. He knows I'm a Superman fan, and he knows that it might be something I might be interested in, potentially being a part of a Superman movie. So I guess the casting calls are going to be coming around the end of April and early May. So and it's from Angela Bohm, I don't know how to say it. So I'm supposed to try to follow that. I signed up for the mailing list to hopefully get some, some information about, and it'd be fun, man, to do other movies too. I never really, but also I'm thinking to myself, that's a time-consuming ass thing, and I feel like a lot of standing around. It's almost like being in a line, and I hate lines, and I kind of feel like being an extra in a movie is a lot of standing around and waiting. A lot of standing around and waiting for nothing. You know what I mean? Just for you to be in a blink of an eye, maybe the camera pans around you real quick, just to be able to say, I was in the Superman movie. And I feel like it might take some of the magic away from it, seeing him, if say it's a scene where, what's his name, David Cornsweet, where Superman is walking around and like maybe he doesn't have his cape on, and he's got like weird green dots all over him and shit like that. And it just kind of takes away from the, what you see on the screen and what is Superman. And I need, the behind the scenes stuff would be cool, but I feel like it would be cool in a different movie. And remember when Spider-Man was here in town, I just remember it being a big pain in the ass because I worked downtown at the time. It's kind of cool. It's really cool seeing it in the movie. But yeah, I'm not really sure about this one with the, this one. I don't know. I'm conflicted. I truly am conflicted because there's a lot of me that says, go be a part of a Superman movie. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You should go do it. You'll be able to, tell your kids and grandkids you're in a movie, never been in a movie. That'd be kind of cool. And it would be a Superman movie. But I'm just kind of lazy. I feel like it would be work, extra work. Let's see here. There was a couple, going back to, speaking of Superman, if only we had Superman to save us from all the nukes. Remember that in that horrible Superman 4 movie where he saved us from all the nukes? God, what a horrible fucking movie that was. But pretty cool. If he could save us, that'd be great. Real quick about that, MJM said there's more of a chance of nukes being smuggled in and detonated since our government has allowed our borders to be open. Michael K says United States submarines can carry up to 20 nuclear missiles, and keep in mind we're all over the place. COX says I spent years going to protests and maybe 400 people show up, so now you're forced to breed and food went up 40%. I don't know what that means, what the forced to breed part was. So yeah, it's a pretty crazy situation with that, and the border's a whole different story. That's I don't know that they would be able to move in the tactical. And I'm not a bomb expert, but I think the tactical nukes would be a bigger problem, or less of a problem than the intercontinental ballistic missiles, the SLBMs, the submarine launched ballistic missiles, which are called the handmaidens of death. And did you know there's an unwritten rule also with nuclear warfare that you can't shoot at a nuclear reactor if you take out, it's a rule number 42 in some sort of rules of war or whatever. You can't shoot, not the Geneva Convention, something else. Yeah, because if you shoot a nuclear reactor with a nuclear weapon, you ruin that area of Earth forever. It will never, ever, ever not be radiated ever again. That land will be ruined for the entirety of the rest of the time of Earth. It's so scary. It's so fucking scary. Crooked Orchid said, I went to the Superman house on Saturday. Should I send in pics? Please do. I would love to see some of those, man. And Disaster says, go be a part of something you love, man. Stop giving yourself excuses. Yeah, you're right. Now I got to do stuff like that. It'll help me probably get out of this funk that I'm in if I start getting out of the house more. I thought DoorDashing would do that, but it ended up just pissing me off because all the stuff with the cops. But hey, in hindsight, I was just being a big baby. They're just out there celebrating one of their own, and it's understandable. I'm just being a brat. All right, I just talked about Superman. It turns out today, I do believe that I think it was today it came out, the new trailer for Deadpool Wolverine just came out. So I would like to play that for you all, and I have not yet watched it. So we're going to watch this together. Hopefully, we don't get dinged for any kind of copyright stuff. So if you are not watching live, this may end up getting edited out once we're not live. And so just sorry. Go back and go watch it for a sec. Pause us. Go watch the Deadpool trailer somewhere. Then come back and pick up after that, just in case I have to cut that out. So here we go. This is the Deadpool Wolverine trailer.
I told you, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Look, lady, I'm not interested.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick-tick, so upsy daisy. Here we go. Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40.
You don't want this.
Wait, where were those claws? Were those metal claws? And why'd they only come out a little bit? And why do you look so confused?
Whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40.
You don't want this.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, what are you going to shoot him? Come on. Nice! Look at that! Oh, he looks so fucking badass.
Everything that I've ever cared about.
Not my fucking problem.
Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
Come again.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Oh,
Talk
yes.
about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, man, I can't believe it's already here. It seems like it's been forever. Oh, come on. I can't play that dumb song. God damn it.
I don't know anything about saving worlds.
Come on.
But you do.
I'm no hero.
Blah, blah, blah.
You were the man.
Ah, son of a bitch. Now they're going to do some stupid song montage. But it is a Deadpool movie after all, so I know there's probably going to be a lot of that crap in it, which is fine. It's entertaining, I guess, but it bothers me a little bit. There better be some real badass Wolverine shit in it. Like, I mean, Wolverine has to... He just tears people apart. Was that a Sentinel? What was that? Was that a Sentinel? What is that? Oh, it looks like Ant-Man. What? That was weird. I thought that was a Sentinel. If you're an X-Men fan, you know what Sentinels are. See, we've... Nope, see, they're still playing the dumb song. All right, so... Is that the Magneto's daughter or whatever? It's controlling his claws? All right, this is looking pretty good so far. That's some sort of time wormhole they jumped through there or something. I don't know. Oh, that lady's funny in these movies. That's good stuff. So, all right, cool. Deadpool versus Wolverine. Very excited. Looking forward to watching that. I hope you guys are too, as much as I am. So, I know Disaster said that did look like Ant-Man. That was kind of a weird. That was just weird the way it was like the giant Ant-Man head.
Imagine what we can do next. 4 more years. Pause. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. Imagine what we can do next. 4 more years. Pause. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years.
Oh, guys, I can watch that over and over and over again. Welcome to another Dumb Show. I am another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining me on issue number 201. It's so good to have you guys here with me tonight. I appreciate, whoa, pulling stuff all over there. I appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me tonight. If you have not already taken a second to hit the, god damn it, dragging stuff all over the place. If you've not already taken a second to hit the thumbs up on tonight's video, please like tonight's video. I'd greatly appreciate it if you did that. If you're not watching live, don't forget you can always comment on the show and I will read back your comments regarding the stuff we're talking about on the show. And if you are not watching, if you don't want to watch my handsome face, don't forget you can always download the show as an audio-only podcast through YouTube Music. Follow the show, add another Dumb Show, X, Instagram, all that good stuff. And if you're not already a member, we could use your support. Another Dumb Show is not run by some major corporation. Nobody's paying the bills around here except for me and you guys. So if you'd like to see another Dumb Show remain successful, the best way to do that is by becoming a member. Just go to the Another Dumb Show homepage, hit join, and you can become a member and help support the show. There's 3 different support levels. You pick whichever one you think would work best for you. And shout out over to our chat. We do have a live chat here on Another Dumb Show. Once you're subscribed to the channel, you can talk in about, 10 minutes or so, I think, and then you can be part of our live chat. We call that the League of Dummies here, so shout out to the League. Technically, first in the chat today, using the first emoji, is Brett, but I do have to give a little bit of love to Crystal. She says, yeah, I know I'm not first, but Crystal is technically, the rules are you got to hit the first emoji, but she was first in there, so I like to give a little bit of love to everybody in there. So everybody in the chat, I would appreciate all your support as well. Get your superfan donations in there. You can gift out memberships as well. And those of you who don't want to be in the chat, you want to be old school, you're watching on your TV or you're watching on your laptop, you're not using your phone, you can always call into the show, comment on whatever we're talking about. 844-HIT-DUMB. That's 844-448-3862. Wait, what just happened? Oh, I accidentally got rid of it. So we started off the show today. I had to start this whole thing with that Joe Biden clip. I laughed so hard watching that. And I know it's not funny. It's not cool to make fun of an old dude, old people. You know, they're just doing their best at this point. But man, this is the guy. This is the leader of the free world. This is the commander-in-chief. And boy, I tell you, after that nuclear war book I read and what the president has to go through and all that scenario, we are in trouble, guys. We are in big, big trouble if we need somebody who needs to be making split decisions. And when I say split decisions, I mean they have 6 seconds to make a decision, literally, about what to do, so many different decisions they have to make. But yeah, in this book I read, Nuclear War, A Scenario, which I highly recommend. I talked about it on the last show. I'm not going to go back into it. But guys, this guy is... I don't believe he's officially fit for office anymore. I mean, it's gotten really bad.
Imagine what we can do next. 4 more years. Pause.
Pause. Oh, God. I love he glosses over it. They just start shouting him. Yeah, that was pretty sad to see him do that. He obviously was, if you couldn't tell what was happening there, he was reading from a teleprompter like every president does. And there's a part in the teleprompter where it says, blah, blah, blah. Then there's a point where it says pause, where you can pause and let them start cheering or chanting or whatever. And he actually read the pause. Maybe they need to write pause. Don't read this. I don't know don't read this pause or I don't know, change the color. If it's red, you don't read it. I don't know how teleprompters work as far as you can change the color on those clear ones they use or whatever, but they got to do something for that guy because he's struggling. He is struggling. And I'm no politics expert. I know people say that it's a lesser of two evils if you're not a Trump fan, but I don't know. I think if I have to pick one or the other I don't know if I necessarily would be happy with their decision they'd make, but I don't know. I don't know who, but one's a hothead, one's a dope. Well, they arguably both be dopes. I don't know. My mom and I got an argument about this the other day. She believes Donald Trump is dumb, like intellectually stupid. I don't know. He might not be. I don't think he's gonna give you, he's not going to answer, he's not going to do any history lessons for you or anything like that, which is probably what you really want out of your president. He's not going to, cure cancer, but I mean, he's a business, he's dealt with people enough that I believe he's probably pretty intelligent. I have to say, in one way or another, I think he's able to learn things, which is what intelligence is. So I think we disagreed on that one. But again, who knows? They're both nuts. I don't know. Do I go RFK at this point? Who's crazy? Who's the least crazy out of those three? RFK. I said to my mom I was even considering RFK, and she was like, "Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me." she was blown away. All right, let's see here. Let me read some of these chats here. Alan asks, "Yo, Dumb, do you have a Patreon?" No, I just do everything here on YouTube for now because it just, frankly, I don't have enough time to be posting it on 8 different mediums. Usually it's just, and YouTube is just kind of funneled and it just works a little bit easier. But I have been considering posting it. The rules for Spotify are a lot weirder as far as what I can play. Like some of the rejoins, I don't know if I can even play those on Spotify. So I'd have to go back and edit all those out and mute them. And because they're not on different, it's not set up to be able to record just my mics versus, well, I don't know, maybe I could do that. I don't know, we'd have to see. But yeah, I don't know, Spotify, the last time I tried to put stuff on there, it said I couldn't even have the show intro in there because it's they couldn't have any original music. And I don't know, it was really, really, really weird. Gabriella is asking, Dumb, is it Wine Wednesday? It sure is. I've got my Cabernet here, my favorite Sebastiani Cabernet. I recommend that. It's very delicious if you like a good red wine, a good cab. It is Wine Wednesday, after all. Where are we at? Where did I leave off here? Yeah, Patreon, Spotify. I have been considering putting them on there as well for people who just don't want YouTube. They use Spotify. They want to use Patreon. Whatever. I have considered that. So, Michael K says, in 3 years, if he remains president, it will be illegal to be a white heterosexual man in this country. Yes, the right is fighting back against the wokeness of the left at this point. And I'll be honest with you, the over wokeness of the left is what's kind of pointing me in the other direction from it. It's a little bit much. Irish Ronnie says Biden has to go. He's a doddering old man. Yeah, well, the right is fighting back, like I said. And one of the newest people that they have fighting for them is somebody who you guys might remember. I'll have to see if you guys remember this. Hold on one sec. I'm trying to open something here. It's not opening. There we go. All right, so let's see if you guys remember this lady. I'm sure you probably do.
But I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real.
boom. So everybody remembers her. That's Tiffany Gomez. That's the crazy plane lady from way back when she just kind of lost her mind on the internet or on the airplane, and then went viral. That video went viral all over the internet, millions and millions of views. And then there was a lot of back and forth about what it was actually involving. There was, we played a video of a guy that, like, some hooded guy that looked like his eyes didn't work. I don't know, all kinds of weird stuff that was going on, and that we were trying to figure out the conspiracy for it. She's never really given an actual explanation for it, I don't think. I think we boiled it down to that she was having some sort of mental episode, is what she said, or something. I can't remember exactly what it said, but she has decided to, she kind of changed her whole gig right now. Because she cashed in on it. She canceled her social media for a little bit. She's a PR person, and then she changed her whole gig and, like, revamped her whole image behind the scenes, and then dropped her Instagram and, like, totally started dropping all these sexy pics and blah, 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 blah. And kind of made her name a little more of a name for herself to try to change the narrative from the crazy plane lady into the sexy plane lady. She's been on Instagram now, and the reason I'm showing this to you, and I bring her up mentioning with the Joe Biden thing, is she is now gone alt-right, or not alt-right, but far-right. She's drinking this ultra-right beer. She's got ultra-right, which is like a anti-woke beer that came out after the whole Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light thing. I believe that's when it came out. But I got to say, if I had to guess, the right-wing beer girls, because there's a comment right there, it says, LMFAO, wait until you see what left beer girls look like. They could go either way, because you can get some really young, hot-ass college girls that are like hardcore lefties, although they're probably on campus getting thrown on the ground by the National Guard right now. If they are out there in a college and they're young, they're probably protesting this Israel Hamas thing, that's going on. And yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if you got, I didn't pull any videos out. I don't really want to get into that too much, but yeah, there's all these college students on campuses right now getting thrown around by police, and I believe the National Guard is there for one of them. I think in Texas, I think I saw. But so yeah, that doesn't lead to good things. If you guys know anything about what happened at Kent State, it's not very good to have National Guard involved with protests. That ends ugly. It certainly did here. So I only brought her up basically just to kind of say, I love that the right is fighting back. And that comment, though, it made me think, who do you think would be the hotter beer girls? The lefty beer girls or the righty beer girls? Because you're going to get a lot of hot, blonde, skinny MILFs like that, I think. Because that's kind of like the Megyn Kelly, Fox News blonde look. So they fall into that category. But again, you might get some hot-ass, tattooed, young, little tight-bodied, thick-bodied girls, you know what I'm saying? So you never know. There's a lot of different opportunities out there for these lefts and rights. So, sometimes division's good. Not really. Anyway, so yeah, that's all I got for that. Biden, who knows what we're going to do about that whole thing. Obviously, November is going to tell the story. We'll see if Trump even makes it through this trial, the criminal trial, if that's going to affect any of it. Will RFK get on all the ballots? Right now, Joe Biden did something today that's probably not going to make most of the young voters very happy by saying agreeing to the ban on TikTok. So, guys, get ready. I think we're ready. I think we guys might as well get ready for 4 more years of Trump. If you're not a Trump fan, you might as well just resign yourself to understanding that he's going to be your president again here come January. All right. So during the recap, you heard me talking about the Superman house, and I didn't really probably get too much. I didn't talk enough about what the Superman house is in Cleveland. So let me explain it a little bit more. So, So Siegel and Schuster, Jerry Siegel and Joel Schuster are the guys who invented Superman. And the I brought up Superman's house the other day because there was a picture. Actually, here, just this picture right here. I showed this picture, and there we go. There's the picture right there. I showed that and said, "Oh, that's the outside of the Superman house." And the only reason I brought up Superman was because the Superman movie is going to be filming here in Cleveland. Now, the code name for it is Genesis, but right now they've changed the actual name to Superman. Now, Anthony, one of the listeners, was kind enough to send me a DM with the link to learn about the extras being cast for the Superman movie being filmed here in Cleveland. And then he sent me another one today with an actual sign up for it. So I went to go start signing up to be on the to be in the new Superman movie as it's being filmed here in Cleveland. But the problem is you got to actually throw in you need to know all these different sizes. You need to know your jacket size, your neck and sleeve size. And I haven't measured that shit in a minute. I don't have a suit. I don't wear suits. It's just not something I do. Like at weddings, I wear a black shirt and gray slacks. I want to blend in. I don't want to stand out. I wear a suit. I'm going to make the groom look bad. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, no, you got to put all this stuff in here, and then you got to put in pictures. You got to have a waist up photo, a full body photo, questions about tattoos, pets that I want to bring to the set, all kinds of different stuff in this thing. So. I thought it was just going to be a quick put your name in and whatnot, but there's a lot of information you got to put into that. So I think I'm going to take some time tomorrow, take some nice pictures, and try to get in the sign up for the new Genesis movie. So, and real quick, Crooked Orchids, one of the listeners here, I don't know if she's in the chat tonight, but she actually went to the Superman house the other day. This is actually her outside of the Superman house. What's up, Crooked Orchids? Thank you for sending it over. Appreciate it. But she did send, she sent another picture. Now, I got to be honest with you. Is this the Superman house? Is this a joke? This can't be it, right? Did she go to the wrong Superman house? Because the picture that she's sent. Oh, no. Just open the picture. The picture... Okay, so I'm just show you the picture. This is the picture that she sent. And it shows a house that, it's just a normal house or whatever, but I'll start at the top. It's just a normal house. And, you see they got some Superman stuff in the windows. But as you start panning down, you kind of notice there's a bottle of Windex in a window, kind of a jacked up curtain right there. And then as you continue to pan down, you'll notice some, interesting foliage. You see another little couple Superman logos above the door. Then a lot of weird foliage kind of stuff. Like I know those flowers dedicated to Superman that people dropped off there. And then you see this little Superman figurine, American flags, of course, his big blue Boy Scout, Truth, Justice, American Way, all that. But here's where it starts getting weird for me. In the front yard, they have garden things with pool noodles in them. Now, I don't know if this is some sort of gardening technique that I'm not familiar with, using pool noodles to help things grow, maybe. I don't know what I'm looking at here, but I'm having a little bit of confusion understanding if this is the Superman house, the actual house that Siegel grew up in. So I'll have to hear back from her because I assume they would have updated and rehabbed the house and stuff like that, but apparently just somebody owns it, and I mean it's a regular house. I'm not knocking the person's house or the way they've taken care of it, but I thought it would have been kind of revamped for some reason. But apparently not. Apparently not. Somebody owns it, and it's just kind of... It says there's the society helps keep it up now. So wait, hold on. I'm trying to find another picture to see if it's if that's the right house. It looks, hold on, it might, yeah, no, maybe not. I can't tell. I can't tell from these two different pictures. It doesn't look like their house. It doesn't look like the same house. I don't know what she sent me, if that's the right house or not. Amanda's asking why it's the Superman house. That's what I was trying to explain a little bit more. This is where Jerry Siegel is one of the creators of Superman. So that's in that house is where Jerry Siegel in 1932 invented the Man of Steel. Now, I can never remember which one did what. One of them, Jerry Siegel wrote the story of Superman, and the other one, the co-creator, Joe Shuster, I think he did the animation for it. So I think Siegel's idea, Siegel had the idea and Shuster did the artwork for it, if I am correct. I think that's where the idea of Shuster came up with the big strong man and all that. Siegel came up with the origin story of Krypton and crashing onto Earth and everything, which is essentially, he's Jewish, and it was essentially taking the story of Moses going down the river, leaving Egypt. It's essentially the same story. They just redid it as Superman, and it's awesome. So that is the Superman house. Now, again, I thought it was a little bit more, that's the story of the Superman house. Now, I thought it was a little bit more, I thought it was taken care of a little bit better, but apparently not. Real quick, our regular caller here, getting in early tonight, For Local Frank. What's up, dude?
Hey, Dom, how you doing? Question mark.
I'm doing well. Period. Pause.
Hey, I don't know about the Superman house or whatever, but if you look at that picture again, it almost looks like those pool noodles are wrapped around some rose, like the rose flowers, because it's about to freeze and everything, you know?
Okay, that's what I was asking. I don't know anything about gardening, so that's what I was wondering if it did have something to do with it.
Either, but
that's a good call, though. It could be something like that. I don't know. It could be.
yeah, because I had to go out and throw some old bed sheets over my flowers so they didn't get killed tonight, because it's going to be cold, you know. It's going to be like 28, and that'll kill.
You're a gardener, are you?
Not really, but I don't want the good flowers that I have to die. The bad flowers, I don't care. That can freeze to death all. You know.
Fuck those bad flowers. Yeah,
so
fuck
I don't
them.
know about the Superman house, but
well, you know,
it
flowers.
looks like if you put that picture back up, it's like they're on the stems of the not the stems, but the
stalks,
bases of the rose plants.
Okay.
The rose plants, those are big, you know.
Yeah, it's an interesting look, though, to put a bunch of pool noodles out in front of your house. I don't know if I would do that just to save some flowers. I'd rather have not have.
It's an interesting look for me to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's an interesting look for me to go out there and put a bunch of old bed sheets over my plants too to keep them alive. You know,
yeah, it is a little much. It does look weird. So, all right, Frank.
But those look, yeah, that looks like it's over the base of the. And I could be completely wrong, but
it could be. It could be. Well, it seems like
Dom,
you know more about it than me. But yes, go ahead.
Hey, Dom, have a good night? Question mark.
You too! Exclamation point. See ya. Oops, shit! I hung up on him. Anyway. So yeah, there you go. Maybe Frank solved the front of the Superman house problems, but I do, Mikey. I see you. I'm actually literally getting ready to reach over and talk to you here right now. What is up, my dude? How are you? We got sound on you? Uh-oh. We muted? I got nothing. I got nada. Uh-oh. I got nothing. I got nada. No sound, man. I got your mic on, you're turned up, you should be good to go, man. Well, we'll cut back to me for a sec. Once it's done, nothing. Might have to reboot. Give it a reboot. Oh, he's doing a reboot. All right, Mikey's doing a quick reboot. That's cool. I knew he was going to be late anyway tonight. Or no, not too late, but whatever. I had some stuff to talk about before he got here. So real quick, couple other Cleveland things. How about them Guardians, huh? 17-6, best record in the major leagues right now. Pretty impressive. Hold on one sec. I was trying to read a news story and it gave me a big window or a paywall all of a sudden. Which is pretty cool, considering we lost Shane Bieber. He's out. He's our best pitcher, and now he's out. Even though he's out, here's a breakdown of why people think the Indians are. Excuse me, I'm always going to do that. I'm going to keep calling them that.
They're still the Indians. Always the Indians. Always the Indians.
I can't help it. It's just I'm so conditioned to saying that I can't seem to get.
You can hear me.
Get rid of it. Yeah, I got you. You're back. It sounds good.
Bet.
Anyway, so I guess even with losing Shane Bieber, they've got a 2.94 ERA. As the team, the offense is hitting better than 15% of the league around as far as the average around the league. Stephen Kwan is on pace for 240 hits, which is like pretty close to some of the records. Rogers Hornby hit 250 in 1922. Ichiro Suzuki hit 262 in 2004. So those are some pretty big names up there that he'd be with. If he were to be able to stay on that streak. I'm just worried they're peaking too early. You know what I mean? Like baseball, you want to,
62 game season, make it Christ.
It's a long, long season. So Josh Naylor he's on pace to beat more than 40 homers. Our pitchers got a strikeout rate, the relievers, of over 30%. We're stealing bases. So that's just exciting baseball to watch too. And I'm so pissed off that you can't.
Sounds like it for sure.
And the only way you're able to watch it around here is if you have the actual cable network. And I don't have they don't put it on like local TV or anything like that. It's only on a specific cable network. Yeah. So you have to get it through them. And I think there might be one streaming thing that Fubo TV. I think you can get it on Fubo. So I was actually thinking about maybe switching over to Fubo to be able to watch the Guardians if they continue this run here. So, and that's happening right now.
I'll start watching baseball in September.
It's good kind of background stuff though too. You know what I mean? Like if you're playing a video game, you could throw a baseball game on and not kind of half watch it. You know what I mean?
True.
That's one of the things I was kind of thinking about. And I'm a bandwagon guy. If they start sucking, you won't hear me talking about them again. But as soon as they start being good again, I'll talk about them. Just like the Cavaliers, who are up 2-0 on the Magic, which is pretty sweet.
Ooh, how about my T-Wolves, baby, putting it to the Suns?
Are you guys up right now? 2-0?
2-0. Yep.
Nice.
2-0.
Good for you. So Cavs play tomorrow. When do the Timberwolves play again?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow too? All right. So is the whole league off tonight and then they pick it up tomorrow?
No, I'm watching the Heat in Boston right now.
Oh, they are? Okay. So there are games on tonight. All right. Sounds good. Well, our baseball team and our basketball team are doing great. God only knows what is going on with our football team.
Dude, I'm not even going to be able to sleep tonight thinking about the draft tomorrow. What the fuck's about to happen?
Well, I actually we'll talk about the draft a little bit later. This is more my concern with the priorities of the Cleveland Browns quarterback. Because, the draft is tomorrow. We don't have a lot going on in the draft necessarily, but it's the time of year when everything's ramping up. And this is what Deshaun Watson decides to do with his time. He is apparently, he's not known for treating women well. And another place in the world that's not known for treating women very well is Saudi Arabia. And I find it very interesting that the NFL chose to send Deshaun Watson to Saudi Arabia to help influence the NFL coming to Saudi Arabia. So here,
the NFL, they're going to finally play a game in Riyadh or something like that?
Let's see what Deshaun Watson has to say. Where do you see this shit?
What's up, everybody? This is Deshaun Watson, Cleveland Browns quarterback, and a couple questions I'm going to answer for you guys. Number one, what is the most important or what is the most enjoyable thing that I've done in Saudi Arabia?
Not
I
get my
would
head cut
probably
off?
say it's very broad. I think diving into the culture of Saudi Arabia has been very, very interesting, but in a positive and great way. Of course, being in the States, you hear one thing, but once you get over here around the people, around the families and just the city, the vibes and the aura is very, very, very special. And,
cool. They
very
just killed.
happy,
They
very
just
positive energy.
they just murdered journalists and dismember them and pretend like it never happened, right?
Very clean. And I think that's the most important and enjoyable thing that I've had. Just being able to meet everyone, being able to try the food, be able to try the new look and the attire, just being able to dive into the culture and
you already said that.
Really see how people are living each and every day in Saudi Arabia has been super fun. Going to the soccer game was amazing. The hospitality has been amazing. And I think that it's been super fun, and this is definitely not the last time I will be in Saudi Arabia. So plenty more trips planned ahead. Being able to go to the football camps and meeting the football team has been very, very fun. And I know it was a short period of time, but I know for sure next time I want to try to build out a day or two to spend time with all the people that play American football in Saudi Arabia. So
all 6 of them
are the best, enjoyable, and most important moments that I've experienced with my time in Saudi Arabia.
So I don't know what's going on with this guy and Saudi Arabia, but I think he is getting paid to do some sort of like PR thing for Saudi Arabia.
Oh, of course. I think some of them billionaires and shit are paying the NFL a bunch of money to have them guys come over there and do a football camp or whatever the hell they're doing on the sand over there.
And then he also tweeted, I had a nice time visiting. Oh, here, I'll just show you guys. I always forget that I can show these to you guys. I had a nice time visiting Saudi Arabia and learned a lot about the original Saudi culture and society. And I enjoyed watching I'm not going to go through all these owls. 1, 2, 3, 4 owls, a 5th owl, 6th owl. Nassar Wali,
I heard
Hilal
a lot
Zain.
about the singing of the OnlyFans.
What? Say that again? Oh,
it looked like OnlyFans, Al fans.
Oh,
I heard a lot about the singing of Al fans and
and then he goes on to say, special thanks to His High Royal Prince at Saudi 49er for the hospitality and generosity. And God willing, we will see the football in Saudi Arabia soon. Prayer hands, may peace be with you. NFL Arab. So, yeah, apparently the NFL's trying to get into...
I was about to say NFL Arab. I thought that was kind of racist.
I didn't think you said Arab anymore, personally. I thought that was a word you didn't use anymore. But I don't know. I don't know enough about that shit. So, I'm going to grab this phone call.
Wild. A football game in the Middle East?
It would be weird. It definitely would be weird. Do you think they'd go? I mean, I guess all the rich people, they would turn into a big spectacle. Yeah, it would turn into a spectacle. I mean, people come from around the world probably to see it. So, especially if it's there. But I would think it would end up being in like Dubai though, right? If
That's what I would think. Not like Riyadh or something like that. I mean, I know they got the big deal with the UFC and the big deal with WWE. I mean, I guess it would make sense if they start getting into football and stuff too, but
where's that live out of? Is that Saudi Arabia, the live golf, or is that, is it? Okay, so they're just kind of staking their claim in the sports world now, it seems like. They're just now the next natural
step. They can buy
step.
anything they want.
Yeah, that's true. They got a lot of money. They can get away with killing that Jamal Khashoggi guy, right? Wasn't that Saudi Arabia?
They get away with everything. My God, Khashoggi, that dude was killed like a decade ago, wasn't he?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's unforgettable. I mean, the guy goes in for a meeting, never comes out because they killed him, dismembered him.
Weren't they Saudis flying the planes into our towers?
I believe so. Yeah, that was what the some of them were. I don't think all of them were, but some of them, and yeah. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of allegations that they, I know you don't believe in it, but there are all kinds of allegations that we were aware of it. The Saudis knew about it. They were all like all that stuff. So, I would believe the conspiracy is more that about 9/11. I don't want to go deep into this because I just don't feel like it. but I feel like it would be. That's the more legit conspiracy. We knew it was going to happen and let it happen.
Yeah,
versus
I let it happen and being complicit in it is kind of the same when I say like, yeah, we did it and everything like that. But
I just don't. I can't buy the whole controlled
Our hands ain't clean.
demolitions and all that kind of stuff. That's too much for me to buy into. Yes, it looks like it, but I can't buy it. Anyway, I do have a phone call here. Curious George, you're on another dumb show. What's up, my dude?
Good evening, guys. I had a question and then a comment, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's up?
Yeah, I wanted to ask Mikey if he could provide us with any update on his ex that went nuts. Has she texted or stopped by his house, or did he knock boots with her again?
All right, so just so in case, hold on, just so people in case they're new, we have a lot of.
I dated for 2.5 years. We split up probably about 6 months ago. She is, we've talked about it ad nauseum. She's kind of a narcissist. She's a hoarder. She has an addiction to some sex toys and stuff like that. And we had an incident. I had an incident probably about a month and a half ago where she had to come over to get the rest of her stuff, which was a table and some other things of hers, I guess. They were also mine, but the cops got involved. It was crazy. It is what it is. But no, I've got her blocked on everything. I've got both of her email addresses blocked. I've got her phone number blocked.
Really?
I've got her mom blocked. I've got her blocked on all social medias, X, Twitter, all of it. She don't exist no more.
Wow, good for you, man. After all that stuff where she got the cops involved, I totally don't blame you one bit for that. I would want
it
nothing
ain't worth knocking boots for that. I mean, the sex is crazy good. Don't get me wrong, and I'm lonely as fuck. But goddamn, like it ain't worth that type of shit. This is the type of girl that would like come back around, sleep with me, and then call the cops and say I raped her or something like that.
Yeah, no. Oh God, yeah, no. That's stay away from that, dude. That's the worst kind of. That's the kind of. I'll never forget. I was riding with my buddy one time in a car, and the same girl did these two crazy things. We were riding in the car one time. He was on the phone with her. And she goes, and she was driving, and she goes, well, fine, if you don't want to be with me, I'm going to drive my car off the road right now. And he's hung up the phone. He literally just slapped the phone shut and closed it. And then the other time we were at her house, and they were the two of them were fighting while I was there. She took either a hairbrush or the remote control to the TV, I can't remember, and started beating herself in the head with it. And said, I'm going to call the cops and tell them that you beat me up. And I looked it up. Yeah. I looked at my dude and said, peace out, bro. You good luck with that one. And I just fucking walked out. I had no car. He was my ride. I just walked and fucking bolted. And I don't even remember how I got picked up.
There's some psychos out there. But yeah, to answer your question, George, as much as like I've wanted to like unblock and like send a text message and be like, yo, let's
let's bang.
Put the past behind us or whatever. Yeah, let's do whatever. But no, I haven't done that. But like I had mentioned to you guys before, I also contacted the school district about the situation and everything like that.
I forgot about that. Anything come of that? Kid get no idea?
You can't really call and follow up and be like, yo, did you catch her?
Right. It's a good point. And if you have no contact with her, then how would you know either way, right?
I didn't want to have that contact. So in case they did show up at her house to do a house inspection or anything like that, so she could start texting me, blowing my phone up and making me feel guilty. So I just cleaned hands all the way, reported her and moved on with my life.
That's a good call. That's a very good call. Wow, good for you, man.
I don't make smart decisions always, but that's probably the smartest one I've made in the last year or two, for sure.
Yeah, it's some good. That's some strength, man. Good for you. That takes balls to do and stand by it and all that stuff. So good for you. So yeah, George, did you have another question? I heard or.
Yeah. It wasn't a question. It's something that I forgot to mention. So I think it was like a week or two ago. Where you guys were talking about UFC 300, where it's like the best knockout you've seen was Holloway knockout Gaethje, where he was pointing in the center of the ring in the fifth round, and they started swinging and knockout. Mikey, you got to admit, Masvidal versus Askren. What do you think about that?
It's a great knockout too. But if you're talking talking about all encompassing of a fight. I mean, you had 24 minutes and 59 seconds of an absolute war between Gaethje and Holloway. We only had 3 seconds of Masvidal versus Ben Askren.
Good point. You got me there. That's a good point. All right, that's all I had, man.
All right, here, wait.
You've never seen the Jorge Masvidal knockout of Ben Askren?
Oh, yeah, I have, actually. That one right there.
Flying,
yeah, right? The flying,
yeah,
there it
the
was.
guy went,
Yeah, they start it up. It takes 2 seconds. And boom. That's it. Fight over. Man, that's so crazy. Oh, that hurts. Fuck, that hurts.
I can't wait for June 1st when Nate Diaz fights him again. I can't wait to see that boxing fight.
That'll be good. I'm getting into UFC, so yeah, you send me the streams, I'll watch them. I can't keep track of it, but you send me the streams and I'll watch them. So, anything else, George?
So, Dom, when you and Mikey ever been in a fight where either like you guys were knocked out and came to, or you knocked somebody out silly and just got a little nervous, like, oh shit?
Mikey, you can go first.
I've slept a couple people, yeah. I've got knocked out with a baseball bat one time. That wasn't really in the middle of a fight. It was like he was just swinging it around wildly while we were arguing, and I kind of caught it on the backswing, and it knocked the shit out of me. And I slept somebody at a bar one time. I kneed him in the face pretty hard.
Ooh, ouch. That's a good one. Damn.
Sweatshirt over the head, just bop, knee him, and he just crumpled.
Was it just like just a normal, typical bar interaction, like bumped into each other or some shit, or was it previous
bumped into
beef?
me, shoved me. You have no respect. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Oh yeah, really? And I just pulled the sweatshirt over his head and kneed him in the face.
Oh, okay. There you go. For me, as far as me ever being knocked out, only in football. And the one time I almost knocked myself out, the story I just told the other day where I fell into a wall. Oh, no, Dieter. I got knocked out when Dieter threw me into that wall. I forgot about that. During the football thing. Was that during the league? Was that a league thing?
Yeah, that was like a league thing, and he did the matador and pulled the sheet out in front of you and shoved you into the wall.
Yeah, that was a good quality concussion for sure. But me, as far as knocking anybody out, no confirmed, but pretty sure too, I think. I would be shocked if either of them were not. I one time, man, this is a long, drawn out story, but George, I'm going to hang up while I tell this story. All right?
Okay. All right, man.
All
later.
Right, bye. All right. So me and my friend Dummer, the old intern that I worked with, we were in a beef with this dude named Phil. Phil lived in a house with a bunch of dudes. The beef, I don't even remember what the beef was about, actually, to tell you the truth. But long story short, one night when I had done probably about a half an ounce of yay with him and one other dude and his wife, in about a matter of 2 hours, decided that we were going to go end the beef. This was my idea, actually. I decided that we were going to go. I had enough of it. I was done with it. Because I was friends with both of them, but I had enough of all of it. So I said, we're just going to go in their house, and we're going to kick the shit out of Phil. We're going to walk in the door, and because I know he sleeps, I know where he sleeps, I know he'll be on the couch, and we can just walk in, and I said, we'll end this. I go, the two of you can fight. I said, the two of you can fight. I'll keep the rest of the people away while you guys fight, and that'll be it. Because I'm done with this. You two will fight tonight, and this will end. So nobody locked the doors where they live. So we had his girlfriend. Oh yeah, she was there blowing lines with us too. She ended up driving the two of us by their house. We jumped out, so there was no car in the driveway. We literally crept up like fucking ninjas up through the side of the house in the dark.
All yacked up. I'm just picturing this.
Yeah,
this
thinking thinking that we're all fucking slick and ninjas
thinking
or whatnot.
that you're being quiet and just looking like the most fucking suspicious motherfuckers in the entire world to neighbors and everything.
Well, it was where this house was, it was far back from the street. It was a little dark. There was plenty of cover, so we were loud, but we got in. Nobody knew. We walked right in the front door. I woke up Phil. And I said, you and Brennan are going to finish this right now. Oh, that was the other guy's name, Dumber. I said, you two of you are going to finish this right now. And he got up ready to fight. I mean, he was ready to go. He's that kind of dude. He said, let's go. And him and Brent, they just started fighting right in the middle of the living room. And everybody in the back of the house heard all the commotion. And they came running out. And the one dude, two of them just stayed back because they didn't want anything to do with it. And then the one dude came out who I was actually kind of buddies with from high school, but wasn't really like, he picked a side at that point. Okay. So I was like, he came running out and he goes, I'm calling the cops. You guys get out of here. And he's a little tiny dude. And I literally just went whoop, and picked him up off the ground and held him up against the wall and said, they're going to finish this. I'm done with all this. I wasn't really choking him. I was just kind of holding him there. Like maybe kind of half shoulder, throat kind of holding. Because he's such a
bottom of the neck type of deal.
And I had him hooked under he's a little guy. So I had him hooked under his arm. So I held him for a while. And then I can't remember, he must have gotten away or I just got tired of holding him and I let him go. And he ran and said, I'm calling the cops. And then the dude ran to go call the cops. The two of them are tussling up against the wall in the living room. Phil's got Dumber up against the wall, like bent over into the wall. And Dumber doesn't quite have him in a headlock, but he's like trying to rain down bombs on his body. But he's like pinned against the wall and he can't do anything because Phil's much bigger and stronger. And as soon as Phil would have gotten him on the ground, it would have been over. So I'm watching this, knowing the cops are coming. His girlfriend's probably already waiting outside, so she's going to get in trouble too. And I said, Phil, I know we're tight, but you've got to let go of him right now. And he's like, I'm not fucking letting go of him. I said, if you don't let go of him, I'm going to kick you right in your face. And he said, go ahead. And I had fucking Timberland boots on and fucking reared back, and I kicked my friend right in his face.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Dude, it wasn't even a good kick. It was like a kickball kick. It was like the most pathetic, like, I mean, it was hard because he dropped like a sack of potatoes and didn't move after that, and we just fucking ran. So I'm pretty sure I knocked him out in that story. But then that turned into another whole big rumble because he came back with more friends, and my parents' party, we had a brawl there.
He didn't take the ass whooping. He didn't take the ass whooping with.
No, it only grew. It only grew. It only grew after that. My parents would have a 10 keg party every Memorial Day weekend. And
this is the party you talked about when they all showed up and it was like a giant like beef.
An actual brawl where my parents' friends got into the fight and started fighting my friends and them because they didn't know who was who. They were just younger.
Oh, no shit. I never knew the origin of like how that happened. You said it was just a beef that had carried on and they showed up at the party, but now this is the backstory. No shit.
Oh, there's way more to it too. Like they had run into each other in a bathroom at one point and like one of them just happened to be taking a leak and they were like, look, you're so lucky you're taking a leak right now because I would kick your ass if you weren't. And like all this crazy. I mean, it would
kick somebody's ass when they're taking a leak. Dick in hand, absolutely punch them in the back of the head.
Almost got to that point, I think. I think one was going to the bathroom, like they were jawing, and then I think somebody either the security guard came in or it was at a bar. It was at an old slam. Okay. We had these bars called slam jams here. Were like the horrible club type bars. Yeah, they were crazy. But anyway, so there's that one, and then one just other random bar fight where some guy popped fly to my buddy, and I was insanely drunk and just decided I'm just going to punch this guy. I have no real reason other than he popped fry to my friend, and he's got a punchable face. So it was really one of the only times I was ever really just an asshole drunk jerk and just hit somebody because this guy he really didn't deserve it. He was just being
Some people just have a punchable face.
Yeah, and he dropped like a fucking sack of potatoes. And I remember actually specifically looking at somebody after I did it, and the person went, I think you just killed him. And I ran out right after that, and my buddy ran out. It was fucking crazy. And we left in two separate cars, and we got pulled over on the way out because the owners had called the police immediately, and they knew my buddy that we were with, the buddy that got insulted, and he thought that that when they reported it that he got in the fight. So when we got pulled over, he wasn't with me. He was in the other car, and so the cops were like, "Where's Keith?" And we're like, "Not with us. I don't know what to tell you." And they were like, "Were you involved in what just happened at Scorchers, another bar?" And we were like, "No, we're out of here. No, nothing." So we got let go. It was great. So, yeah, that guy, I don't know whatever happened to him. So, but yeah, and I don't mean to say that like I'm some big tough guy that got in fights. George asked, it happened. I haven't been in if I got in a fight right now, I would get my ass kicked. There's no doubt in my mind. I got a bad wrist. I'm slow. I'm out of breath.
In the face. I've been kicked in the nuts. I've been beat up more than I've beat people up, but I've only been knocked out that one time, I believe, by the baseball bat.
I would love to say I've gotten beaten up before, but the only time was when I was a little kid. I got beat up a couple times when I was a little kid. As an adult, not so much. I got beat up by Dieter in that boxing match, I guess, but I think that's because I slipped on the tarp. But anyway, moving on to stuff that you and I actually do, Mikey. You sent me a really funny, actually I got a couple messages in here real quick. Let me peek real quick. A reminder to everybody in the chat, make sure you guys tag me at Another Dumb Show, just like Vanilla Charlie did, so I see your comment. Vanilla Charlie says, I believe the only way Another Dumb Show and B1 will be done is when Dumb does what Mikey did and totally block her. Well, B1 and I are, we're B1 and I. We're B1 and Dumb. I just think we're
complicated.
I think the phrase "it's complicated" was invented for the two of us. That status on Facebook or whatever was invented for the two of us.
I couldn't agree more. It's an entangled whatever situationship.
Yeah. Man, some fucking hot ass sex last night. God damn. Oh fuck. Somebody's.
Yeah, see, I mean that's what it would be like with me and Bree right now too, but God, dude, I feel so much better not having that stress at all.
Well, that was a major stress alleviator last night. So anyway, you and I went a couple weeks ago. We went out to go. You came into town, and we went to go see Ari Shaffir, the comic. And you sent me a DM today, and it actually was from the show. Ari had posted a clip on Instagram to promote his upcoming special, and he actually took a clip. He took a clip from the actual show we were at. And you can just almost see old Mikey and Dumb. But actually, there's somebody in it that we talked about from when I recapped the show with you.
Ashtray.
The Ashtray guy is actually in this. So here you go. Here's Ari Shaffir at Pickwick and Frolic, the show that Mikey and I went to a couple weeks ago.
Breaded chicken, huh? Okay, not eating that last triangle. It's mozzarella. You wish it was chicken. Yeah, well, you got a dream. I wish it was chicken. When I ordered mozzarella, I was hoping. That they'd fuck it up. I was really just hoping. It happened one time. The waiter saw two breaded things and brought me the better thing. Been chasing that dragon ever since.
So that was a good little. So if you're looking at the stage here when it's the wide shot, literally Mikey and I are on the table. You know, if you see this guy in the white hat, then you can kind of see a guy a little bit to the right of him. We are the next table over. Am I right, Mikey? Or are we two tables over?
Yeah, you were right next to Ashtray. Ashtray was on your left hand.
Is that Ashtray on the bottom right? I think that's the guy in the white
that's
hat.
another angle. That's the table that's next to them. If you wind it a little bit, Ashtray didn't have a hat on.
I see. So yeah, that's Ashtray's brother with the black hat there in the bottom right. See the guy with the hat moving in the bottom right? That's his brother. And then to the right of the guy in the black hat is this dude right here on the bottom. That's his brother. And the guy that I described as smelling like an ashtray. But was a cool ass dude. I feel bad. He was really nice. He was having so much fun. He's fucking chowing down on mozzarella triangles like Mikey and I were. But he just stunk like bad ashtray. But he was a nice and really nice. Like he wasn't really, we weren't like high fiving each other, but he was a friendly dude. And he was fucking laughing his ass off the whole night. Like that big belly laugh, like all that, putting his hand up and clapping and shit. That dude came there to fucking laugh. He was a hot He was a hot audience, as Tony would say. he was ready to go, man. But that was
about Tony. What a fucking episode of Kill Tony this week, dude. Holy shit, was that funny?
Oh, I thought it was terrible. I thought it was absolutely terrible.
Oh my god, I loved Adam Ray, dude.
Adam Ray,
as Eleanor or whatever.
I did not. I actually, though, I loved the end of it when he broke character and did the one-liners at the end. That was the best part of the show. Those one-liners, that minute he did at the end was fucking hilarious. I was belly laughing.
That he wrote during that whole show was amazing.
Yes.
I can't believe he came up with jokes that quick.
Yes, and that were good. I mean, they were really fucking good. But it was nice to see Hans came back. That was funny. But every bucket poll was terrible. And the interviews were pretty bad.
Yeah, the two New York comics were absolute trash. Those guys were horrible.
Yeah.
The dude that its dad got killed by the baseball bat, he weirds
Just
me
saw
out.
him 2 weeks ago, and he sucked 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
The other dude was pretty good though. Oh man, the older guy that's like in his 40s, he was probably on right before William Montgomery at the end. Tony, the guy had already gotten a big joke book before. He was making all kinds of jokes during the interview.
Which guy? The ponytail guy?
Yes.
He wasn't bad. He's not bad. The guy that talks about selling drugs and stuff. He was on a few weeks ago too, and was kind of like this. He was okay, and then came back and he did a pretty good interview. So yeah, no, that guy's not bad. He reminds me of probably because they look similar a little bit. Chris D'Amelio, almost that same kind of creep vibe. Yeah, the guy that got canceled, Chris D'Amelio, right? Am I saying his name right? The guy that got canceled.
Who got?
Chris D'Amelio. D'Amelio. No, wait, no. What is Delia? Chris Delia. Delia.
Oh, Chris D'Elia. Okay, there you go. Yeah, the little he's I don't like him at all.
Looks similar. All right. So I have this other clip here that actually it reminded me of Ari. I have a bunch of stuff about comics tonight. I don't know if even we're going to take a break tonight. We're probably just going to roll through because we did a short show the other night.
Power through?
Yeah, just power through. I got a shitload of stuff to talk about. So, so I found this clip of Kirstie Alley. Do you remember Kirstie Alley? Kirstie Alley from Cheers. Yeah. Really hot on Cheers, and then she got really big and weird at the end of her life. She died a couple of years ago. This story.
Oh, did she? I didn't even know she was dead. She was from like Look Who's Talking.
Look Who's Talking. You're right. The John Travolta movie with the baby that talks. Fucking great. I always kind of had a crush on her when I was a kid. I thought she was kind of sexy or something, kind of voluptuous and sexy. I liked her. Well, this clip has gone viral just resurfaced. She apparently did an interview back in the day. Her parents were in a car accident when she was younger. Her mother sadly died, and her dad was critically injured. I believe he lived through it, but he was never the same afterwards. This clip has gone viral of her talking about the actual incident and the actual moment following when she arrived at the hospital and learned about the actual accident. And it made me think of Ari Shaffir because I feel like this clip would make him fall over laughing because he loves death, number one, and he loves racism. So he'll find, I think he would find this clip to be absolutely hilarious. So here is Kirstie Alley from, I don't even know what year it's from. 1981 is when the accident happened. It was a Barbara Walters interview. I'm not seeing exactly what year that the actual interview happened.
It had to be in the 90s when she was popping. And
I'm
popular,
thinking
you know what I'm saying?
probably
early 90s or something like that.
Yeah, I probably would say early 90s. It doesn't mention that. I wish it mentioned that in the clip, but the accident happened in 1981. And here is Kirstie Alley talking with Barbara Walters. And you'll never, Mikey, if I gave you, and this is what the person who posted this, and it's been recycled, it said, if I gave you 1,000 guesses, you'd never be able to guess what they were wearing when the car accident happened? Just pick. Is there anything you could just guess?
Nothing.
Nothing is your guess?
Naked.
Okay, here you go.
To get there. And I got there, and my sister and I, we were all sitting in this waiting room, and we were sobbing. And as I'm crying, I said, my sister's here, and I wasn't looking at her, but I said, where were they going? And she said, to a Halloween party. And I said, what were they dressed as? Why would you ask this? Why would you? And she said, the Odd Couple. And I said, oh. And I'm thinking, what Odd Couple? Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon?
Yeah, the old guys?
Well, what were their costumes exactly? She said Mom was a black girl and Dad was a Ku Klux Klan member. We started laughing. And the whole family, I guess, had heard this conversation, and we all started laughing. And it was the greatest tribute that you could give my mother.
Greatest tribute she could give her mother. After she's dead, tell everybody what racist her and her dad were.
She died in blackface.
Yes. So the dad, yes, she died in blackface. The dad almost died wearing a Ku Klux Klan outfit. Who knows if he had the hood on and everything. But I actually found that that's what made me think of Ari. How much he would have actually. That probably would be one of his favorite clips, I would think.
I'd imagine so as well. Actually, I was watching Your Mom's House today, and David Lucas was on for the first time, and I didn't know David Lucas just went through.
That's the big fat guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Always talks trash to Tony, calls him gay, everything.
Yeah. He's really good.
I didn't know that he just got into some serious shit at some Missouri comedy club for making his George Floyd joke. I guess there was some heckler in the crowd, another black guy in the crowd heckling him for like 30, 40 minutes. He invited him up on the stage to talk trash to him. And then David Lucas's joke was, it's guys like you that made it okay for George Floyd to die the way he did, or something like that. Like, it just a horribly off-color joke. And it just turned into this giant thing. I guess D.L. Hughley posted a clip of it and trashing him, and I didn't even know nothing about it.
The trashing David
Must have happened
Lucas
in the last month or two.
That's what I'm trying
an off-color George Floyd joke.
Okay, I heard them mention that on Kill Tony.
Did you really? I didn't hear him mention that.
They did. I think it was 2 weeks ago. They made they did a whole thing about his George Floyd jokes. They definitely brought it up, because I was I wonder what they're talking about.
His George Floyd joke, but I didn't know they talked about the incident that happened in Missouri, and half the crowd walked out, and he was telling them that he was going to do a show specifically for the Klan. And
I don't think I understand the joke. It's more likely to happen to you than anybody in your white fan base. Oh, that's what Willie. I'm sorry, that's not what the joke was. That was some guy's reaction to the joke. My bad. During a recent set at the Kansas City Funny Bone Comedy Club, David Lucas countered a heckler with an exchange of insults. Quote, "And you want to show them the reason why George Floyd got his neck kneeled on?" Unquote, said Lucas. The crowd groaned at the remark. "Don't ooh at that joke. It's just a joke, man. I would have never kneeled on George Floyd's neck. I would have shot that N-word." Okay. It's pretty funny. Why are we living in a world with such pussies?
Exactly.
Here's how I look at it. Their brand of comedy is certainly not for everybody. It's not.
No.
It's just not. Like, if you don't like that kind of comedy, don't go see it. Don't go see it. I mean, it's just really like...
Absolutely not. Like you should know what... I mean, understand, like, you go into a situation where maybe somebody bought you tickets for a comedy club and they don't know anything about the comic or anything like that. I mean, I guess that can happen, but like look up the comedian that you're buying tickets for. If you're going to surprise somebody to go, don't,
especially in this day and age where, there are comedians out there who are leaning, for lack of a better word, blue. You know what I mean? They're kind of leaning that way these days on purpose. And got good for them. That's fine that they're doing that on purpose. They're fighting back. You know what I mean? They're to the people who can't, like those pussies who are trying to cancel them or whatever. It's just like, yeah, It's an off-color joke. He's a roaster. It's what he does. He does off-color jokes the whole time. That's
watch
his
his
gig.
30-minute special on YouTube, Uncancelable. I mean, the domestic violence jokes, the racist jokes. I mean, it's probably the most raunchy 30-minute set I've ever seen.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point of a lot. Those dudes get off on making people uncomfortable. That's what those dudes love. They love nothing more than making, especially the people who would try to cancel them. It's almost like they're like, what joke can I say to get myself canceled? Because really, I'm not going to get canceled in the world I live in, because the comedy world that comes and pays money to come see me is still going to keep coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the same shit happened to Tony like 3 years ago when he had that problem with the Asian dude, and everyone thought that he was going to get canceled. He doubled down on it.
I actually don't know that story.
He's got the biggest live podcast in the world.
What happened with that story? I've heard them reference that story, but I don't know what happened there.
So I can't remember the dude's name. I'm going to butcher it. If it started with a P, Pending or Pen something or another, and he was a kind of a regular on Kill Tony, and Tony made a joke. I can't remember the joke that Tony made because I've never actually seen it. They scrubbed that episode from Kill Tony, or that part.
Oh, it was
where
an
he really
episode.
berates the guy and goes in on him. Yeah, and I think he may have used the word chink or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But
so they actually got rid of the episode.
They canceled a bunch of shows, and then he doubled down on it. And the very next episode that they came back live, he had Hans Kim come out and gave Hans Kim a golden ticket and said, "You'll just be my replacement Asian." And now Hans Kim is blowing up.
I love it. And Hans Kim's pretty good. I enjoy that dude. He's funny.
He was hilarious. His hour set was great when I saw him in Rochester.
Now, I wonder what those dudes would do in this situation. I have a story about a comedian from Australia. Have you ever heard of Arj Barker before, Mikey?
I have not.
Arj Barker. Apparently, he's one of the most famous comics in Australia. He was doing a show, I think it was this past Saturday, and during his show, he noticed he actually caused a bunch of people to actually get up and walk out of this theater in solidarity. And solidarity is the word I was looking for there. And apparently it was because there was a woman who was breastfeeding and during the show.
He went in.
I guess the woman says, I was actually breastfeeding when he came and stood in front of me, and he was basically telling me to leave, this woman named Trish said. People were laughing, and I don't think he was joking. So I said to him, "Do you actually want me to leave?" And he said, "Yes, I do." A group of 10 or 12 people, including one man, walked out of the 863-seat auditorium over the, quote, humiliated mother's departure.
Yep.
Then Arj actually, instead of going after the woman, he went after the venue. He said, "The show is strictly age 15 plus, as clearly stated on the ticket site. She had an infant with her. The baby was disrupting my performance," Barker said in a comment. Now, I got to be honest with you. Totally ridiculous that she brought a baby to a comedy show. Just stupid.
That's what my first question is. Stupid. Why are you bringing a newborn or something that needs to breastfeed to a comedy show? Get a babysitter or don't go.
Yeah, and actually there's a woman who, her cousin commented on it and said, Arj Barker demanded and to let you know the age. Here's the tweet from the cousin of the woman who was breastfeeding. Arj Barker demanded my 7-month-old cousin, who relies on her mum for milk, life, my mother, and my auntie's friend, also a mum, to leave his show, claiming that she was ruining his train of thought. Well, that is true. Guys do like boobs. We're going to see a boob. We're going to be distracted. That's all there is to it. I don't care what anybody says. Seeing somebody stand there, you're trying to do a show. Now, what do you think about this, actually? Like, would a true professional comic let that... Why would he tell her to leave instead of just going in hard on her, like you said? Why not just chew her up and spit her out?
Yeah, I don't know if... I wish I could hear it, and see how it happened. Like if he was being facetious in the way that he said to leave and trying to get her to bite on a joke or something like that so he could go in on her, or maybe that happening is the same as somebody talking at their table, and as soon as she started breastfeeding, he saw a disturbance in the crowd and everyone's looking at her and talking about what's happening instead of looking at the comedy that's going on, and maybe that's why he did it.
That could be, yeah, if it's actually disrupting the other guests, sure. I could get that if they can't actually pay attention to the show that's going on or whatever. Wet Shoelaces says, please do an entire issue with a British accent. That was supposed to be Australian. Fuck. God, I suck at accents. I'm so bad at them. Except when I'm somewhere that's got an accent, I'll pick it up like that. 2 weeks, I'll be talking like, if I move down south, 2 weeks, I'll be saying y'alls and everything. You all right? You're on your phone. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm trying. I just got a message that that video of Tony getting canceled for going after that Asian dude is on YouTube. So I was looking to see if I could find it and send it to you.
All right, so if you can find that, send it to me. But in the meantime, here is the breastfeeding mom talking about the situation, and then it actually goes into, I have a clip of the actual comic talking about it too, so here you go.
And then he was sort of like, oh no, it's really disruptive, you're interrupting my rhythm. And I was like, okay, and everyone's still laughing. This is louder than she was, I reckon, on the night. And I'm just going to pop her on for a feed, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
I understand the workings.
She just did it again.
So, yes, I know.
You got to do what you got to do.
So literally she said,
this is like autumn.
So she just starts.
To watch,
she starts breastfeeding the woman, the baby in the fucking interview, to explain what happened at the comedy show. What kind of fucking psychopath is this woman? Like, I'm sorry,
There's something wrong with this woman.
Yes, get a bottle, you dumb bitch. Pump that shit and put it in a bottle. I'm sorry, I know it's not every woman can pump. I'm sorry.
Leave the baby in the pack and play for the fucking interview.
How about that? But no, if I was a producer, I would have said the same thing. I would have been like, make sure you have the baby on your lap. If it starts getting a little crazy, throw a tit in its mouth. I would have done the same fucking thing if I was a producer. I would have done the same thing. But here is the comic, Arj Barker. His reaction to the backlash he's received about it, because it was a big deal in Australia. He didn't get canceled or anything like that, but it was a big controversy over there over this past week. So here is Arj Barker talking about the backlash.
For the best possible reasons. Arj joins us now from Melbourne. Arj, boy,
Carl, my friend.
My man, you have been under the pump. How
I'm
you
so
feeling?
glad I said I want to talk to Carl. That's the only person I want to talk to. We go way back.
Blah, blah, blah.
I
Go ahead.
love you, and I love this country. I've spent over 20 years touring Australia. I consider it as much as home as anywhere, and I feel really sad.
It's a good point. He doesn't have an accent there. Did you notice that? He sounds American. He sounds American. So he had to leave America to go be funny in Australia? Isn't that weird? Because a lot of it's based on the culture that you live in. Unless that's his whole gig, is like, I'm an American living in Australia. Here's the differences. That's maybe not a bad
With
gig.
a name like Arj, I kind of think that he was born in Australia. That's not really an American type name.
That's kind of why I was a little confused when I noticed that he didn't have the accent, and he said, I love it here. You guys have been so welcoming. So yeah, apparently he sounds very American. We'll have to look that up.
To think that people would look at me in a non-positive way. What happened is unfortunate, but first I want to get the record straight, Carl. Yeah. I have nothing against babies. I was a baby for nearly 2 years when I was really young. And then again, briefly in my mid-30s in Amsterdam, but that was a misunderstanding. Carl, I came on the show because I want to set the record straight on a couple things that are going around. Number one, the breastfeeding thing is a non-issue. It should be inadmissible. I have no idea if she was breastfeeding or not because I'm on stage. For those that wouldn't know, when you're on a lit stage, seeing the audience is like looking into a dark room while someone shines a flashlight in your face. You can make out shapes, silhouettes. I could see there was likely a woman holding a baby. That's all I could see. The breastfeeding was never part of it. I didn't even hear about that until 2 days after this thing happened. So that was news to me, literally. And yet, you see it all across the media. Breastfeeding mom, breastfeeding mom. That is a non-issue in this thing, because if it were the father, I would have done. I would have acted the exact same way. It had to do with the baby making noise and yeah, it was an audio issue purely. It had nothing to do with the mom. I have nothing against moms, obviously, and I want to set
This
that
is a
straight.
fail.
Also, this thing about
This is a fail, Mikey. This is a back. This is
You guys
the
should double down.
Yeah, it's the opposite of Tony. I think if anything, he realizes he fucked up and should have gone in on her hard, and that would have actually been a good viral clip, and it would have gotten him some fame. Instead, now he looks just like an asshole who told a guest to leave instead of doing something funny with it, which is what comics are supposed to do.
Yeah, you're just about to get some publicity and everything like that. Take this moment to shine, not cower and apologize and say that you were a baby for 2 years or whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah, which is a good effort, valiant effort. I'll give him the effort for trying to make a joke at least about it. That's what comics are supposed to do. I'll give him it didn't really hit, but I'll give him that. He did try. Mikey, I have to ask you one thing. Speaking of comics and weird things that are happening on stage and boobs and stuff like that, I don't think I ever played this video. This is an older story, and I had it forever and never got to it when it officially happened. I think it might have been when you were indisposed. But there was an incident with another comic, an actual comedian, when it does have to do with boobs, and that's the reason it reminded me of this story. And then just to wrap up that Arj Barker story with that comic, he failed, right? I would just say you had an opportunity.
Yeah, that was a horrible interview. He really had a chance right there to be funny and
I would say
and he just fell flat on his face.
The fail was the initial move. You need to leave because of your baby, not just do some fucking crowd work and destroy the lady completely. And then
I've never heard of the dude, so for all I know, he's a shit comedian. He probably can't do crowd work.
Yeah, obviously, if your first inclination is it's messing with my audio, you should leave. That's not cool. You know, call her out, do jokes about it. That's what comics are supposed to do. So, okay. So speaking of comics
video,
and
but
boobs,
it's a YouTube clip. You can't play a YouTube clip on YouTube.
Nah, somebody else owns it, so I can usually play like about 12 seconds of it, I think, before they ding me.
I was about to say it's a 36-second clip of him going in.
If you can, somebody can find it on Twitter. I can usually get a lot of Twitter videos, get away with Twitter videos. But Mikey, watch this one. Don't worry about that. I actually don't really care about that, to be honest with you. This is, I wonder what your opinion on it is on this. So you're going to see Bert on stage. Everybody knows Bert Kreischer. And he introduces another comic, and this happens. And I'm sure you've already seen this, but I just wonder what you thought about it.
You got a previous relationship with this.
Yeah. So here is Bert Kreischer introducing somebody who I've met before in person and was not real thrilled with, was Natasha Leggero. Here you go.
Shit comedian.
This next person coming to stage is absolutely one of the funniest comedians I know in the world. I am jealous of her husband because he gets to live with her and she is that hilarious. Ladies and gentlemen, Natasha Leggero.
Stop. Yeah. Okay, so it's playing the Dre song in the background. She's not telling any jokes if you're just watching. She's just taking her top off. She just walks out, rips her top off, pulls a Bert Kreischer, and goes into a set right there. And the camera cuts away.
Love it. Love it.
Holy shit!
This is...
Holy shit!
Now.
Yeah, that was at the anniversary at the Improv in Cali. It was like the 30th anniversary show.
Say that one more time, Mike. I didn't hear you. Where was it at?
It was an anniversary show at the Improv in California. So all these people like Natasha Leggero, Bert, everyone that got their start kind of in LA other than the Comedy Store at the Improv, all kind of came back and did like their first set. So like Bert did the first comedic set he ever did at the Improv. He did an exact replica of that set. that night. It was cringeworthy jokes. It was fucking hilarious.
All right. Well, based on my previous interaction with her, and the reason people are like, oh, don't talk about the old show anymore. These are my experiences in my life. That's what I talk about. I experienced this. I'm going to talk about it. I don't care if it happened to happen at the old show. There the wine's kicking in. Anyway, when she was on RMG, she refused to go on air with us because, quote, nobody told her that it was going to be on video too. That it was, she thought she was just on a radio show, which is, if that did happen, that means that the people at Hilarity's fucked up. That's, what's his name? What's the dude?
Yeah, without a doubt. Nick.
No, not Nick. Nick's not in charge of that. Scott would have been the one that I think that was in charge of that. And Scott was nice enough to say hi to me when we were at the thing, so that was pretty cool that he said hi. Anyway, so shout out to Scott. But poor Scott apparently didn't prep her properly to let her know that she was going to be on video as well as on the radio. And she got there, and did she leave or not even start the interview, or did it start and she left? I actually can't remember.
Part of it, and she was snarky the entire time until I think
did he just ask her to leave? Did he just say, "All right, we'll just wrap it up then"? Yeah, okay. I think
we're gonna go to break, and you guys can go see her this weekend if you want or whatever. And then it carried on into the break, and you guys talked about it afterwards.
Gotcha. Okay, I think that. Okay,
but she's a shit comedian. I can't stand her. She used to date Ari Shaffir, and famously, when they had just split up, Ari walked into a restaurant that she was at and grabbed a glass of water and threw it in her face.
In his face, you mean?
No, threw it in her face.
Wait, Ari
sure he's the one that grabbed a glass of water and put it in her face. Yeah.
Well, wouldn't he be the dick then for doing that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Ari.
Yeah. That's funny. All right, let's see here. Let me peek over.
I'm trying to remember who her husband is. I think it might be Giannis Pappas.
Who I honestly don't think is. You know what? I've only seen him on Kill Tony, and I don't think he killed on Kill Tony. Maybe his comedy specials are funny. I've never watched them.
He's a storyteller.
So can't
He's
judge
a storyteller. Anybody that's a storyteller and doesn't have a lot of laughs per minute, they don't really translate well to Kill Tony.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Because you got to be quick and ready to wit and ready to go. So that's why David Lucas does so well there, because he's pretty funny. So I got to tell you though, William Montgomery is. I don't want to talk about Kill Tony all night, but goddamn, he is so fucking funny. God, he's so funny.
He's my hero, dude. He's absolutely either between him and Dan Soder are probably my two favorite comedians out there right now. Oh, dude, Uncle Laser's coming to Rochester.
Fucking weirdo. That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to drive 4 hours to see Uncle Laser, bud. To be honest with you, I don't know if I'm that big of a fan of Uncle Laser. If he was around the corner, maybe.
Oh, I wouldn't expect anybody to drive 4 hours to see Uncle Laser. I think that one I'm going to catch with Scrooge.
Okay, that sounds good. Let me peek back over here. So I have. Is Amanda still in the chat right now? Because I had a couple things I wanted to kind of go through where. We'll see. If Amanda's still here, Amanda, let me know if you're here. And then we'll go from there. But in the meantime, God, I have so much stuff to talk about. I can't decide what I want to talk about next. All right, let's do this. Mikey, when you were in town.
What's up?
When you were in town a couple of weeks ago for the show.
Yep.
I got in your car. I got in your hoop daddy, your hoot ride, your hump daddy hoot ride.
Oh, yeah.
What is it again? It's your car?
It's a Marquis, Grand Marquis.
What year?
2009.
09 Grand Marquis, mint though, mint. This thing's in great condition. Look, not a fucking
40,000
scratch.
miles on it, 20-inch rims. Never seen a winner take care of it real well.
It's a beaut. She's a beaut. System in it sounds good. I get in there. It's Mikey is bumping the new Future and Metro Boomin album. A diss track was on, I believe, at the time.
This album, it's a whole diss album to Drake, pretty much.
This album, okay.
Track song is a play on words for his last album, and yeah, it's pretty much a
So
Shots fired type of
I got there's a lot going on in the hip hop world right now. I actually got a bunch of stories about the hip hop world right now. So all right, let's dive into this. So you were listening to there's a huge rap beef right now, and we're not to the point of East Coast West Coast Biggie versus Pac. It'll never get to that level ever again because those two motherfuckers got shot, and everybody else is like, yeah, fuck that. We're never gonna. We'll just talk shit in our rap songs. Tupac, the greatest shit talker of all time. Hit 'Em Up is one of my all-time favorite songs ever for multiple reasons. Because it is hard as fuck through most of it. I mean, it's just it's hard as fuck. But then at the end of it, when he's just popping off and talking shit about how my 4-4 makes sure all y'all kids don't grow. Remember I talked about that's where I learned that shit? That's how Tupac, that's who influenced me when I was younger. That's my mind speak. Anyway, having said that, I always end up giggling in that part because he got shot. So he's the one that ended up getting shot before Biggie. But anyway, it's horrible. I love Pac. Big up. Pour out a little liquor for you into my mouth.
He ain't dead.
You think he's living in Cuba or something?
Yeah, probably.
All right, Pac's still alive. Well, maybe he is, Mikey, after you hear this. Drake came back with his own hit back. And I know there was a couple different, there's a timeline. I actually pulled out the timeline here of all the beefs. All right, to try to get through all the, so March 29th.
This current one that's going on with Kendrick and
well, just everything.
J. Cole and Drake and
March 29th, Kendrick Lamar declares war on an album that's maybe wholly dedicated to dissing Drake. That happened on March 29th. And part of that is the future Metro Boomin Kendrick Lamar track. Was that on that album that we were listening to?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So there you go. That is where it started on March 29th. Drake and Kendrick used to be tight back in the day, but Kendrick has done some kind of bitch-made shit, like he's fucking hung out with Taylor Swift and all this other shit. So Drake decided he's going to go after him and talk some shit about him. And that started, before Drake got in, yeah, you're right, you mentioned J. Cole. J. Cole jumped in on April 5th. And I love this description in the, I'm reading a story from GQ about it. And it says, in the midst of playing United States versus Soviet Union, meaning Drake and Kendrick Lamar, they compared J. Cole to Germany in the whole situation. So it's pretty funny. It's just kind of putting his nose in somewhere where he has nothing to do at that point.
And then he apologized for it right afterwards, like a fucking bitch.
That's part of what I was going to say. So, there you go. So J. Cole, he talked this shit. Who did he talk shit about? On which side did he take?
I thought he was talking shit on Kendrick, not Drake. And then he apologized to Kendrick.
All right, hold on. Let me make sure.
Because somehow Rick Ross got involved too.
That's coming. We'll get there. We'll get there. What are you barking at? Relax. All right. So it doesn't really, I'm trying to have a hard time trying to figure out who J. Cole is trying to diss, but really, honestly, he doesn't matter. It moves on and goes, I mean, this is a long fucking breakdown of this whole thing. We'll move up to April 13th. Drake hits back with a song called Push-Ups.
50 push-ups.
Is that what it is?
It is 50 something.
All right. Is that the one?
It's a pretty good track.
Is that the one where he grabbed? Oh no, that's not. Okay, this is the one that I have the audio for. So, the 13th he did the push-up song going after Kendrick. Then he was like, "That wasn't enough. That's not enough. So let me do this. Let me troll everybody and drop a song called Tailor Made, which is straight up him writing. This is the craziest fucking shit I've ever heard. The song Tailor Made that Drake made is Drake's lyrics that he wrote. Then he put through some sort of AI computer that plays, he sings as Tupac. It's unfucking believable. Check this shit out. Here we go.
Yeah, I haven't even heard it yet.
Oh, it's great. It's great. I don't know how much. So just if you're watching right now, like if you're not watching live, I don't know the copyright rules on this because I got it from Instagram. I don't know if he released this as an actual song or not, or what the rules are with this because I know Tupac's estate.
He's in trouble for that now.
Yeah, Tupac's estate is trying to sue him right now. So if you're not watching live, this might end up getting cut out. So pause the show, go listen to the Drake Tupac song on Instagram somewhere, and then come back and finish the show. Here is Drake doing Tupac. Hold on.
Pop history. If you deal with this viciously, you seem a little nervous about all the publicity. For this Canadian light skinned doc, we need to know the baby West Coast victory.
Okay,
man.
so that's.
Talk about him liking young girls as a kid for me. Heard it on the Budding podcast, it's gotta be true. They told me the spirit of Machiavelli is alive, and the nigga under 5 foot.
But oh shit! Whoops! Can't play that song. Whoops! My bad, guys. Sorry, not down with that word. Can't play that word on YouTube. Sorry. Anyway, so this will probably have to get cut out. But anyway, my point is, I actually don't care about the beef. How fucking nuts is all of that shit? Like that sounded like you can tell that's
just like Pac.
Yeah, but there's a part of me that could hear Drake in there somehow. I don't know if it's just because of the words or whatever, but you could still feel Drake in that.
Might be just the cadence and the way he writes because it's so similar.
Yeah, that could be. And I wonder now, is that something where he raps it into a mic and then AI translates it, or he just types in the words like create a rap song in the style of Tupac using these words? Blah, 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 blah.
I don't know how. I have no idea how the AI works when it comes to generating stuff. Like they just had that what's it called? That comedian that made a George Carlin special. That got sued.
Exactly.
I don't know how they did that. I don't know. He just wrote the comedy and said, "Read this as George Carlin."
And I've heard them.
I haven't played with AI at all, so I don't.
I've heard them talk about that on Rogan, where like Rogan has said that like you can type in, tell a joke in the style of Joe Rogan about aliens, and it would do that, or you could just change it to George Carlin about politics, and it would do that or whatever. So that's pretty cool. But it goes past Tupac, and you actually get to hear Snoop too.
You gotta show this fucking aisles who's boss on the west. Now's the time to really make a power move. Cause right now it's looking like you writing out the game plan on how to lose. How to bark up the wrong tree and then get your head popped in a crowded room.
I wonder what Snoop thinks about that. I haven't looked that up, but I wonder what Snoop's reaction is to that whole thing. Snoop, Drake, AI. Okay, perfect. Here we go. BET.com's on it. Snoop Dogg reacted to it. He said, okay, Snoop is so ambiguous and weird. He goes, they did what? When? How? Are you sure? Y'all have a good night. Why everybody calling my phone blowing me up? What the fuck? What happened? What's going on? I'm going back to bed. Good night, Snoop continued. So that was his little quick thing he said. So I'm trying to see if he goes on to say anything beyond it. He's close with Kendrick, Snoop is. So he's got...
Yeah, both West Coast guys.
But he's a fan of Drake, though. In the past, he's came out and said that he's got... he's fans of Drake. But did you hear Rick Ross? Rick Ross straight up came out and called Drake a white boy. Because he's...
Oh, yeah, he's been going hard on Instagram for him, dude. Hard, making comments about his mom and Brazilian butt lifts and all kinds of crazy
shit. Said he got a nose job so he would look less black. Is what Rick Ross said. So shit is getting crazy in the hip hop world for sure. And I love it. I love a good hip hop beef. I got to be honest with you, I'm not huge fans of any of these guys. I like Drake. I mean, I like Drake as a casual listener. Kendrick Lamar, you can't be white and listen to Kendrick Lamar. I mean, you just can't. I don't think you can be white and listen to Kendrick Lamar. It's not for white people.
Why?
I don't believe Kendrick Lamar makes music for white people. I just don't. I don't think he does.
I like Kendrick.
Really?
Butterfly's a great album. Yeah.
I just think I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I've never been a big, huge Kendrick guy.
I like
Drake?
him. I don't put Kendrick up there. It's not like pop music or anything like that. But as for like a lyricist and shit like that, I think he's an amazing writer.
That's the difference. I like poppy hooks. Drake writes poppy hooks. You're more cerebral apparently than me. So yeah, I like hooks. I like a nice poppy hook. I love pop
I'd like
music.
it if Eminem just jumped into the ring and bodied all of them.
I'd like if Lil Wayne jumped in the ring and bodied all of them. That's what I would like. In my opinion,
Weezy would be pretty good.
My opinion, he's the best rapper alive. I think he would chew up and spit out Eminem.
You're nuts.
I think so. I think he would. Maybe not now because he's all leaned out. He's got so much lean. He's older. Eminem's older though too. He's just sober, so he's thinking straight. Weezy's still fucking got guns.
I can't wait for but I like almost all of M's music, to be honest with you. I didn't like the one album he did, Revival, but I really liked the Relapse album. I really liked Music to Be Murdered By was really good. I mean, there's great themes. It's a continuation. Like the albums tell a story the way old hip hop albums used to for me.
I'm gonna let's go Eminem discography here. Here we go. Let's do it. I stopped listening to Eminem.
Marshall Mathers LP.
Wait, hold on. They're not chronological. Why would they show it to me out of chronological order? Stupid.
I'm guessing Marshall Mathers LP is the last one you listened to.
No.
That'd be album 3.
This one. Hold on, let me look at the track list for these and I'll know. I think it was it the Eminem show maybe? I think
that was a real poppy album.
I think that was the last one I listened to. Yeah, definitely. That was the last one I listened to because I had cleaned out my closet on it. I loved that. Superman was on it. So yeah, there was some good jams on that song, on that album actually, that I liked. But that was the end of it. You know what I mean? Like when he stopped, I stopped being an angsty, angry teen kind of when he stopped being an angsty, angry early 20-year-old, or maybe early 20-year-old for me too. You know what I mean? Like around the same time. How old is he? When was he born?
He's got to be 42, 43.
Oh, he's 51. Wow. I didn't realize he was older than me. Right. Wow, so he's 5 years older than me. So, okay, that makes sense then because, I was early 20s listening to him.
Like you said, you grew up listening to Tupac. When I was 13, I was listening to M.
Yeah, that's a good point. I got into Tupac a little bit later. I was a Dre, I actually was an Eazy-E guy. I actually thought Dre was a bitch. Like all my friends were listening to Dr. Dre, I was listening to Eazy-E because I knew what was up. I knew that Eazy-E was the real gangster and he was a fucking prankster. So I knew that shit.
Dre was a beat maker.
Exactly.
Just a beat maker, and he makes great beats.
Eazy-E was an actual fucking drug dealing ass motherfucking gangster. Eazy-E got bodies under his fucking belt. You know what I'm saying? Like Dre was not, but he tried to perpetrate like he was. What is that? What is the Eazy-E song dissing Dre? Dre song. I can't remember the name. Real motherfucking G's.
That I'm gonna break my losing streak tonight.
I don't know what you're talking about right now. What are you talking about?
My gambling drink, my gambling losing streak. I haven't won nothing.
Are you watching basketball while I'm talking about Eazy-E?
Well, you're looking up the Eazy-E diss track for Dr. Dre when he.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was called. Yeah, Real motherfucking G's. That's the fucking jam. That was the shit. I
liked Eazy too. His voice was really unique.
Well, he was more real to me. And then I started listening to like his older stuff, like NWA stuff, and then Eazy-E on his own. Like I found that shit by myself. Like none of my friends were listening to that. I just heard him talking about Eazy-E, and I was like, well, who the fuck is Eazy-E? So I started listening to Eazy-E shit, and it was like, whoa, this is fucking gangster rap. Fuck that fucking pop
Yeah, I
gangster
enjoyed
rap.
Eazy-E quite a bit.
Oh, it's great. I mean, like, and he's awful. He's misogynistic. He's talking about slapping bitches and beating their dads up and shit. Like, you know, but God is so good at it. It was so hard. I mean, I loved it. Speaking of things that get hard, is me with Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know if you guys. I said there's a lot going on in the hip hop world right now.
This bitch you're about to talk about right now, not Megan Thee Stallion, the other bitch.
Which one? The girl or the fucking cameraman? This fucking
the
punk-ass
whistleblower.
bitch. Yeah, the whistleblower. So, if you don't know what we're talking about, you guys know I love Megan Thee Stallion. I have a huge crush on Megan Thee Stallion.
Can we play the clip?
Mike, you have a new one? It might have actually.
Gray sweatpants though is the best.
This one's pretty.
Them gray leggings, dude.
This one's pretty good, Mikey. She posted this on Instagram. I don't know what the song is. I might have to mute it, but she posted this on Instagram a little while back, and I couldn't agree with her more.
Boy, you know your bitch is not.
I can't play that, but you'll notice her shirt says "Best Tits on Instagram." I will take homage. I will argue with that because I disagree. There's somebody else who I think has the best tits on Instagram. Now we'll just let that play from there. But the best ass on Instagram.
Oh man, you cry.
That's how you might like this one, Mikey. This is a pretty good one, and I love side boob. And she's like the queen of side boob. She loves giving me some good side boob. And it's obviously for me. I don't know who else she would be doing this for. But these denim jeans, this is okay. This is okay. But I was more about, look at that. Jesus, God in heaven above. Anyway, but so, Mike, I know you're an ass man, so I'll give you that again. I'll give you the ass wiggle for you.
Oh, my God, dude. I wouldn't know what to do with it.
I kind of feel the same way. Like, I don't think there are not many women who would intimidate me. I think like where I would be like, can I fucking fuck this girl the way she needs to be fucked?
No, dude, she'd look at my schmeckle and it would burst.
Megan Thee Stallion.
I'd be done.
Oh, you think you just immediately teenage premature ejaculate? Like you just wouldn't
I'd
be able
be done.
to.
I'd be nutting as I take my pants off, fucking really shaking.
I'd be more worried about. I'd be like, this girl has fucked a lot of like giant cock black guys. I'm gonna have to put my tongue to work right now. Like that's what I would be thinking. Right, that's the only chance I have against these fucking BBCs that this chick has been dealing with. I better make this tongue go to work. Otherwise, she's gonna be like, "What? Have you put it in yet?" You know what I'm saying? So, because if you've seen one black porn, you realize can't hang with that. So, but no, we bring her up because a cameraman who formerly worked with Megan Thee Stallion has filed a lawsuit against the rapper alleging harassment and other workplace-related claims. Emilio Garcia worked as a cameraman for the rapper from 2018 through 2023. Total bitch-ass motherfucker. Garcia alleges that the Stallion had sex in a moving car that Garcia could not get out of while on tour in Spain in June of 2022. The claim notes that Garcia was embarrassed, mortified, and offended throughout the whole ordeal. The day after the incident, Stallion asked whether Garcia had been in the car, and when he confirmed he was, she allegedly told him, "Don't ever discuss what you saw." Now, I don't even care about all this other stuff. The part I care about this was she wasn't making out with a dude in the car. Megan Thee Stallion is bisexual. Megan Thee Stallion is in the chicks too. Was it possible for her to get even hotter? I didn't think it was possible for Megan Thee Stallion to get hotter. Now she likes puss too on top of it. It's just mind-blowing. Like, what do you do with that? What do you do with that? It only gives me a little bit more hope.
Quietly in the car and you watch them scissor and lick each other and whatever they're about to do, and you keep your mouth shut for the rest of time.
You just sit there and pray that happens another time and you get roped in. That's it. You just go, all right, this time I sit quietly. I don't say a fucking thing. And then like maybe Monday morning I'll hint to the stallion, hey, that was pretty hot. You guys want to suck my dick at the same time? Let me know.
Yeah, real subtle.
I did think of I know. Well, I'd be subtle, but I did think of something actually that made me laugh really hard the other day. I saw there's these Siamese twins who just got married.
Oh, the conjoined.
Yeah, one of the conjoined twins. They got married. Here's the and I'm not maybe one of the conjoined twins at all. Actually, I think it's fantastic. I think it's wonderful. Good for them. They've been through a million, that's what a horrible, crazy life to have to live that way, right? But now when you marry a conjoined twin, you're obviously a fucking weirdo, number one. You're a fucking weirdo. You might be the nicest guy in the world, but you are
that's your
fucking
kink, bro.
You're
He's into some kinky shit.
There's a bucket list. There's a bucket list item I have, and obviously threesome is just bucket list, right? I haven't had a threesome. I've never done that. It's bucket list, be the hottest. In my mind, it would be hot, right? I've heard other people say they suck. It wasn't bad. It's not worth it. Blah 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 blah. In my mind, you do it the right way, it's going to be fucking great. Period. Now, one of the things in this bucket list is the thought that you're going to get a double beej, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, this guy right here, I don't know. Is it possible that this guy may have made a huge mistake? Because just based on the physics involved in these two kind ladies, and let me zoom this because there's a kid in this picture. I don't want the kid in the picture. Let me use the other picture. My point in bringing this up is the bucket list item, Mikey, is that the okay, bucket list item is, you want two girls servicing you at once, right?
Yep.
I think this guy has made a major mistake, though, because I don't think that these girls are going to be able to do that. I don't think they're going to be able to turn their heads in order to be able to make that happen for this guy. Because if I had to guess, that might be what he's really aiming for. I don't think they're going to be able to turn their heads to be able to do it, Mikey. I think they're going to bump cheekbones or bump chins, and it's not going to be able to happen for the guy. And I think...
Well, I think that his kink is that he just wants to put his pishkadil right in the neck gap.
In between them and have them neck fuck them?
Yeah, and just hit them both with it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the interesting thing. I don't know if both of them are interested in him. I think he only married one of them.
He did only marry one of them.
Right. So how does that work? Do you put a bag over the head of the one you're not banging? The one you're not married to?
You have to ask permission. Who's the one that feels the vagina? Do they both feel the same vagina? There's only one.
I don't know. There's so many questions here, but I'm telling you, like, the only thing that I would I don't think that I would find any kind of I'm not into fucking conjoined twins, but I think if a set of conjoined twins said we can double bead you at once, I might let him do it.
I think I say no.
I might let him do it. Yeah, I think I might let him do it. But I don't know if I'd be able to bang one of them because I would be like, which one of you am I banging? Are you both into it? If you're not, how does that work? Are you both going to suck my fingers? What do we do here? So, and how do I balance at that point if I got to use both hands? Anyway. So yeah, I found that to be pretty interesting. I know that's the only, I know I'm a disgusting human being, but that's literally the only thing I thought of when I saw the conjoined twins.
I wanted to know who out of the one that he married, do they both feel their vagina? Is like one of them feel the pussy, the other one feel the asshole, so you can bounce back and forth. Like I don't know. Like I want to know more. So many details.
I'm right there with you, bro. Well, let's answer this phone call. Maybe it's a conjoined twin. Hi, you're on another dumb show. Who's this?
Hey, what's up? This is Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. What's up, bro?
So I saw a post the other day that the girls made that the one that's married will just be awake while it's happening, and then the other one will just be like looking away, reading a book or something. But they can both feel what's happening.
Really? Wow. So the second
Imagine
one.
trying to read a book.
So the one who's not into it knows she's getting fucked and can feel like she's getting fucked, but just does something. So she's just got to read a fucking book that like about baseball or something that keeps her from getting all horned up or whatever. And she's just like, all right, there's a man on third. We got one on second. What's the situation here? We got 2 outs, 1 on.
Yeah, but they can both feel the completion, if that makes sense.
So when she gets to the top of the mountain, they can they can just say, come here. When you feel one come, the other feels the come too. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
That
They're
is
both
crazy.
reaching the top of the mountain at the same time, but the other one just reading a book while it happens. It was a post on Facebook somewhere. It's
My
out there
life-
online somewhere.
My life would be consumed with trying to get that other one to suck my dick at the same time. That's all I would. That's all I'd be consumed with it. That's all it would be my whole world. To be like, all right, listen, you can feel it. Where you're here, you're part of the club. You're not going to get married to another guy at this point because I'm not giving up my puss.
What if the other one does get married to another guy?
Sleeping.
I would say no. I would just be like, no. I'd be like, I'm not sharing my puss. Yeah, he could fuck your mouth all day long, but he's not fucking my puss. You know what I'm saying?
That'll
Like,
be interesting to see
Yeah, he
if
was
the
there
other one
first.
falls in love.
yeah, I would be like, look, you can just start giving double beeges, and I'll make sure that you're taken care of too, because you're only got one to take care of. You know what I mean?
You can have
Two
the
brains.
back door, homie. I made it to the front door first.
Is that the craziest porn you could ever imagine? A conjoined twin getting fucking DP'd, and then 2 other guys air tightener.
Oh my god, dude! I was just about to say making her airtight would be a lot. Damn, I'd watch that.
I know you would, you sick son of a bitch. All right,
I'd
Kevin.
watch that.
Kevin,
I know,
anything
my
else?
bucket list
Hey,
is
take care,
having
guys.
sex with a
Later,
starfish,
bro.
man.
And Kevin ran away. He was like, Jesus Christ, these guys are fucking freaks.
Yeah, that's the one thing on my bucket list. I'd love to have sex with a starfish.
Diana's complaining that I'm not reading the chat. Irish Ronnie said, you've never had a threesome? How is that possible? I thought everyone has had one at some point. I've never had the opportunity. I came close to, I don't know, tag teamed the chick with someone, but not at the same time. Took turns. So
Took turns, huh? Who was first?
Not me. But everybody is wrapped up, so it wasn't the end of the world. So, who cares? I didn't care that I was second at that point. But no, never had an actual like threesome, not with 2 dudes and a chick, not with 2 chicks and me. I'd probably be down. I would definitely love to do that. That would be fucking great. That'd be fucking great. So, if you look like Jennifer Aniston, hit B1 up, because B1 said that'd be the only chance that would ever happen, because she thinks Jennifer or Scarlett Johansson. So if you look like Jennifer Aniston
I picked Scarlett over Jennifer Aniston all day.
Those are the 2 women she said that she thinks are attractive and would even ever consider having any sort of sexual relations with. So I said, okay, if you're out there and you've ever thought B1 looks hot and you might consider letting me touch you too, then there you go. You just got to look like Scarlett Johansson or Jennifer Aniston, which there's maybe 8 or 10. There's actually probably 0 if you put all that criteria together, and then probably like they'd be like, yeah, I'd fuck B1. Then you throw me in there, and they're like, it fucks that whole equation up. So Diana says, Amanda is also with us as requested. Do you still need her to call in? Ooh, it's 9:05. No, let's save it for Friday. You gonna be on Friday, Mikey?
Yeah, I'll be on a Friday.
All right, let's save it for Friday. Amanda, watch on Friday.
We doing the members only for the draft tomorrow night?
I cannot. I have a photo booth event that I'm not going to get home to. I won't be home until probably 8 o'clock, so I won't be able to go live. So yeah, it's should be good. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, it should be a fun event. Easy peasy, kind of quick 3-hour thing, but it's like from 4 to 7, and it's by the time I break everything down, it won't be till almost 8 o'clock. So I won't get home until almost 8:30 or 9. So no draft special. However, I did see something in here, Mikey, as far as the draft goes, that you might find very interesting. In the mock draft that I came across, the Minnesota Vikings do a big trade with the New England Patriots. Where the Vikings send the 11th and 23rd overall picks in this draft, plus a 2025 first rounder to the New England Patriots for the 3rd overall pick, where the Vikings will choose Drake May, quarterback from North Carolina.
Yeah, it's either Kevin O'Connell mentioned earlier in the week that he already sent a bouquet of flowers and a basket to Robert Kraft trying to sweeten the deal. So I mean, there's no joke about it. It's the Giants and the Vikings are gun bucking for that 3rd overall pick.
So Caleb Williams is obviously going to go first. Jaden Daniels is going to go, or Jaden Williams. What is it? No, it's Jaden Daniels.
No, you're right, Daniels.
He'll go to the Commanders.
He's going number 2.
Which I actually think is a huge fail. He should be going first, personally, in my opinion. I think he is dynamic as fuck.
He should be coming to Minnesota. That's what he should be doing.
I would be so excited if that guy was my quarterback. He is so fun to watch. Yep. Oh, you know what? I just realized I pulled a couple clips here. Let's see. So whoever's going to go, the guy that's going to go first is going to be Caleb Williams from USC. He is a quarterback, and here is a clip of him against Utah earlier. I believe it was this year.
Caleb Williams from the 40 to the 5. Perfect
Boom.
ball.
Perfect throw out in
Scouts
front of
wanna
his
grab
receiver.
somebody.
Gave him a chance. So there you go. There's a quick shot of Caleb Williams. That guy's going to go first overall to the Chicago Bears. Speaking of the Chicago Bears, did you see that new stadium that they have in mind? Did you see shots of that shit?
Biting on the Viking style.
Dude, it's sweet. There's talks of us getting a new stadium here. Boy, I hope we do something like this. I don't need to play that music, but that's supposed to be the new Bears stadium. Check this out.
It looks just like US Bank Stadium.
Oh, I don't know about all that with the big windows and stuff. You guys have it.
Minnesota Stadium has the biggest doors and windows. It's a Guinness World Record.
All right, there's the top view. All right, let me fast forward because this is taking forever. I don't care. Oh, this is the shot I wanted to see. With this big open-ended stadium, like it's a dome with this big open end like that. That is fucking sweet,
like the
dude.
Viking Stadium.
Does it really? See, the Viking Stadium seemed like it looked more...
Right where that giant opening is, or just giant glass doors that are just as big. If you go to US Bank Stadium.
Are they going to leave that open, or is that going to be glass? I can't really tell.
It's going to have to be glass.
It is? Well, either way, it's a really
there's
neat...
no way to keep that open.
It's a really neat stadium. I think that's pretty neat. I mean, I'm not from
I love
Chicago.
all the new stadiums that are going on and being built and everything like that.
Yeah, it's pretty
I think
fucking
they look
cool,
great.
man.
Like Vegas' stadium looks awesome. Atlanta's stadium looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of a nerd for that. I'm a nerd for uniforms and stadiums and things like that. The Broncos' new uniforms, absolute fail. It looks so stupid. The classic Orange Crush look great because they're classics, but their new ones are so bad. So bad. What was the reaction from the rest of the NFL? About that? Like, I didn't see what really like NFL Twitter said about that. I saw it myself and went, "Oh, these fucking suck."
Yep, that was pretty much my opinion as well.
All right. All righty, guys. Mikey, I think that's going to wrap things up for us, my dude. Good luck tomorrow night with your Vikes. I hope that you guys I hope you get what you want. I hope you guys get a quarterback of your future.
God, if we end up with J.J. McCarthy, I'm not going to be here on Friday. I'm probably going to be in my bathtub with the fucking toaster.
No, well, that's fine. Just do it live on the air. That way we got something. Well, no, that'll get blocked. We'll just talk about doing it, and then right when we go off, you can drop it in. But all right, bro. I love you, dude. I'll talk to you later, man.
Love you too, man. See
All
you
right,
later.
Adios. All right, everybody. That is going to wrap things up for us tonight. I have so much. I could literally probably go till 11 o'clock, but I can't. I got to work tomorrow. So we will come back live. We'll do a long one on Friday, and we will. Amanda, make sure you're there on Friday because I want to talk to you on Friday. I have a bunch of different stories that we can get into. But in the meantime, I believe that is going to wrap things up for us tonight. If you've not already hit a thumbs up on tonight's video, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who hung on the whole time throughout the night. Thanks to everybody who joined and watched at all. I really appreciate your support. Don't forget, if you love the show and you want to see the show be successful, go to the homepage, YouTube homepage, hit the join button. Yeah, Bean Arena, I'm wrapping up right now. Calm down. Hit the join button, become a member, and help support Another Dumb Show. That is one of the best ways, well, really the only way outside of superfan messages, to help support the show. So become a member, help support Another Dumb Show, help us roll on and be successful in the future. Thumbs up. I'll be back live on Friday around 7. And I think that's it. I'm out of here. See you.